6 of South Africa's elections in 12 years, and she's been a senior board member at the SABC. Last night, former IEC chairperson Dr. Brigalia Bam launched one of the most anticipated memoirs entitled Democracy, More Than Just Elections. The book promises to be a reference and a talking point on so many levels, with a foreword actually being written by Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu. And in studio with us, we have Brigalia Bam. It is so wonderful to have you, and congratulations on your biography.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. With a lot of help from many people, especially Rich Mukondo, who was the writer and writes very well. And of course, you know, publishers have to do a lot of cleaning up. I never realized it was so difficult to write a book. And I think when I read books now, I'll do it with more love and passion, because I know what has gone into it.
Absolutely. I can only imagine, something I've never ever tried my hand at, but I can just imagine what it's like, and especially to write your life story down and to try and firstly remember everything.
That's it.
And to just sit there and let this all flow out of you.
It all come out.
How was it for you? What was the experience like?
No, we changed. Originally, we were working on the biography. So midway on that, we decided, no, let's go to elections. Because people were telling me that I am very much associated with elections, and South Africans love elections, we discovered, which is a wonderful thing. So then we changed the focus and we changed the title. And so that meant redoing a lot of things that we started to write about and just focus on that period of the time. And also there's just so much to tell, and you never know what things will really interest the readership. So you kind of go on and say, maybe this is too boring, let's leave it. They don't want to hear all about the registration problems, how you get your ID, how difficult it was to get people, for them to get their IDs. It's those little technical things people don't know, maybe people that will bore them. So you say, no, let's change that. Let's talk about things that are more exciting. Let's talk about floor crossing. Or there was a lot of excitement over closer. I'm going to say, no, let's tell them something about the technology that we used. And then, let's do a little show and talk about all the awards that the Electoral Commission received in all those years and the recognition. Or what about all the many court cases that we had, and the political parties and others taking us to court? So you have to make a choice of what people will want to read about with elections.
And I think what people do want to read about is you as well, and not only just about the elections, because you are one of our icons, you really are. And I think a story that is fantastic, and I think South Africans got a glimpse because it was over the weekend published in Sunday newspapers, was the call that you got from our former President Nelson Mandela saying, listen, I'm about to make an announcement in 15 minutes' time to say that you are heading up our Electoral Commission now. What was that like? You had 15 minutes warning to know that you'd be controlling the 1999 elections.
And after that, that was actually it. And he didn't continue with the conversation. I was expecting it, but I didn't know when it would actually come, and very anxious over it, because I thought, well, I've been a deputy, and I'd known that I had been recommended I would be a good chairperson, which I thought was something else. But it was overwhelming. It was a combination of amazing anxiety rather than excitement, actually, because you know what is involved. And the time was short. This was in 99, and we're getting ready for elections, and we had still so much to do.
Wow. That's the reality.
We survived it, because I had probably what I often used to say to the presidents at the time, both President Mandela and President Thabo Mbeki, that I have the best team in the world. They can go anywhere, and surely enough they've done that over the years, because we were assisting also and supporting a lot of other countries, especially within the African continent, and we would go support, and that helped us as South Africans also to have a relationship and solidarity to support the others in the process of managing elections, with many challenges. But at the end of the day, when you see everybody standing on those lines, it's quite an experience.
It must be an experience. And to know that things go smoothly. And listen, nothing ever goes smoothly. Planning a wedding never goes smoothly. Never mind a national election in a South African democratic election, which is difficult. What was it like? I mean, you bring up your two bosses that you worked with. Former President Nelson Mandela, who I read that you never ever called him Nelson. You called him Buti Rolihlahla. That was what you called him.
In the early days, that was because no one those early days. So when we first met, which was in the 50s, of course we referred to anyone who's your senior, which is the courtesy Buti, so in so many they are senior to you. And the term Madiba wasn't used much because Madiba is really a term that's used for mature people. By the way, it's important to mention that Madiba also didn't call me by my name, Brigalia. He also used my clan name. He would say Mkiwa. So it was wonderful. Yes, he was very supportive and wanted to make sure that we do it well. And the concern and the moral support he would give every time he would phone and say, how is it going? How are things going? But the real hands-on president for us, even at that time, was President Thabo Mbeki, who had to see us through that time on a number of things and the challenges we face and the last-minute arrangements where we have to make sure that the prisoners have to vote because we lost a case in the Constitutional Court. And then the last minute we have to make sure that thousands and thousands of South Africans have got IDs and to get those IDs and get them printed and distributed to each and every village you can imagine. So they were so supportive to us over those years. Amazing.
Amazing. I'm going to take a quick break and we're going to continue this conversation afterwards. Stay tuned. Fascinating conversation with Brigalia Bam. Stay tuned. Dr. Brigalia Bam.